Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about the Joker movie in this video. Apparently the socially acceptable thing to do is to give a heads up for some spoilers. I have to think that if you don't want the movie spoiled for you, don't click on videos about it. But anyways, here's your spoiler warning. I'm not going to give out a lot of details, a lot of spoilers, but people, I don't know. I feel like people look for reasons to be offended. But over the weekend we went to go see the Joker movie, and by we, I mean me and the other two guys at the Orion way. We wanted to go check this movie out because it's getting a lot of buzz with men and a lot of in the male communities, and there's a lot of buzz around it from guys in general. And before I went to go see the movie, I was talking to a friend on the phone. He called. There was an issue that he's kind of confronting in his life that he's been kind of running from, and he just wanted a little bit of perspective. And I asked him if he had seen the movie because I was going to invite him, see if he wanted to come. And he told me that he had seen it, and when I asked him what he thought about it, his comment was, he said, I felt like it's more like a documentary than a real movie. And I'll be honest, I kind of agree in a lot of regards, and here's why. First of all, there's a reflection in that movie about the mental health system. It is kind of a movie about mental illness. Now, generally, I find that movies are way off when it comes to the mental health system. I find that movies are way off when it comes to therapists and how things really actually work. And this one was not too far off, though it didn't share a lot of detail. In the movie, he sees kind of this government-appointed therapist, and you can tell this lady is just super burned out. She's really, really done. She's totally apathetic. She's really indifferent. She really doesn't care, and he recognizes it. He knows that she doesn't care about him. He knows that this is like the only person that he really has to talk to, and she actually doesn't give a crap about him. And to be really honest, I felt like that part of the movie was actually pretty accurate, just in terms of how the government treats the mental health system. How the government, I mean, working for the government in terms of mental health, it's like the only thing worse than the work conditions is going to be your pay. And that's just the reality of the situation. This is why I don't like it when the government decides to try and fix problems in society, is they do a really poor job of it. I don't like government oversight. It's a problem. It's a disaster when the government overlooks things. But in the movie, we see that Joker is this guy who he lives in total poverty. He basically has no friends. He's basically an outcast. He's seen as weird. He's mistreated by everybody around him. Virtually everybody. His mom was at least kind of nice to him. And to be honest, I didn't love a backstory for the Joker. I prefer this character to be an enigma. I prefer that his backstory just kind of be sort of a mystery. But again, the movie itself was a good reflection on mental health, because a lot of males really like this movie. They think it's amazing. I have to believe that a lot of guys are relating to this movie on some level. And here's really why I think that it was also more of a documentary, is because this guy, this character in the movie, he can't get anything going for him. He lacks confidence. He doesn't have any friends. He has almost no support. He has no hope. There's no future for him. And society just beats him down. And the truth is, in our society, for the most part, if you're a male and you don't figure out your way through life, if you don't carve out a way in life, nobody's coming for you. For the most part. I mean, there are social services, there are homeless shelters and things like that. If you end up drug addicted and homeless, guys, no one's coming for you. And that's just the sad truth. Maybe to some degree you'll have some family that'll try to help. Maybe you might have a couple of friends here and there that might help. We as a society hate seeing this stuff happen to females. We hate seeing them hurt. We hate it when they're not protected. We hate seeing them vulnerable. We as guys are hardwired to try and protect our women, so we hate seeing them when they're homeless. I have to believe that the statistics for homelessness for men is dominated by men. because we hate seeing women homeless. We hate it. We want to protect women. We want to help them. We hate seeing them being downtrodden. But when it comes to men, they don't care. And this is one of the things that I'm gonna harp on a lot is, guys, we need to support each other. And this is a completely different video that I'm planning on recording immediately following this one. But guys, we need to be there for each other. We need to help each other. And sometimes that means some tough love, and sometimes that means a little bit of accountability. But we need to be there for each other. And the Joker movie just depicts this guy that is just mistreated over and over and over again. And nothing goes well for him. People make fun of him. People exploit him. People manipulate him. All over the place. And I'll be honest, it was dark. It was a dark, dark movie. It was very sad. I told my friends afterwards, I said, maybe we should lighten the mood by, by going to go see Platoon. If you haven't seen Platoon, it's a movie about Vietnam War from, I think, the 80s. It's really depressing. But so many guys are relating well to the Joker movie. I'd like to know why. So help us out. Put a comment maybe below. If you really liked the movie, if you related really well to it, tell us why. We want to know why. What is it about the Joker movie that you felt like was pretty spot on? Maybe it's the fact that if you're a male and you are struggling to succeed in life, if you're struggling to get it together in life, no one's coming for you. No one gives a damn if you fail. And that's not entirely true. I mean, there are probably a few people, but we as males, if we don't help ourselves, ain't no one gonna help us. We have to help ourselves. I mean, that's just the bottom line. For the most part, it's like if we struggle to get it together, people aren't there to help us get it together. They're just telling us, get it together, figure it out. And so it was a tough movie to watch. I'm mostly making some commentary here on this movie because in a lot of ways, yeah, it was a little bit more of a documentary than it was a movie. It was a little bit more close to home to reality than fiction. You know, Batman typically has been a kind of a real heavy on the fictional side of things, but this movie was a little too close to home. And even one of the guys that was with us, like, he said he felt like it was kind of a stretch in the movie for the talk show host to be making fun of the Joker character the way that he was and making light of him. And I'm like, do you remember William Hung from American Idol? This dude that had special needs and he was low IQ and he had his 15 minutes of fame as a singer because people were making fun of him. And this poor guy actually thought that people thought he was a good singer. They'd have him on their show so he could do a performance, and he thought that people liked his singing when they were actually kind of making fun of him. At the time, I thought it was really screwed up, but you would never, ever, ever see that with a female. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. And so, again, I want to hear your thoughts, guys. And, yeah, the movie itself was a very dark commentary. And unfortunately, true to life. As someone who's worked in social services and mental health for almost 20 years, I've been adopted. I've seen these kids that have come from rough homes, bad backgrounds. I've seen these kids that nobody cared about. Nobody was coming for them. Nobody was going to give a damn if they succeeded or failed once they turned 18. One of the books that you will see up on my... it's hard on camera to do this. Up there, that book is the Antoine Fisher book. It's called Finding Fish. It's kind of a book about that. It was a movie called Antoine Fisher. The book is called Finding Fish. It's a book about a boy who nobody cared about. Nobody was coming for. It's a really good book. Really happy ending, though. So I recommend that book. It's on my reading list. That's why I have it up there, is because I really recommend that book called Finding Fish. Go check it out. Anyways, so again, leave your comments below. I want to hear what you thought about the Joker movie. If you really related to it, I want to know why. Want to get your thoughts on it. Help us understand. So thanks again for watching. Make sure you go check out the website, listen to the podcast, all that good stuff. We'll catch you next time.